Yeah, my name's Rebecca Grayce, and this is a lot bigger than my bedroom, where I rehearse this. So I'm originally from San Francisco. Yeah, I at least get a few claps in there, that's why I say it. I'm not from San Francisco. I'm actually from Fairfield, which basically just means that I tell people I'm from San Francisco. But not when I travel abroad. That's when I become Canadian. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but the world loathes us, I think is the right term. They really do. If you've ever been to other countries and you go, yeah, I'm American, and they're like, oh, okay. And they just suddenly walk away. So that's when I become Canadian. I started telling people I was from Canadian. I'd throw like a boat in there, and but apparently I could not master the Canadian accent, even though it's our own language. And I ended up like screwing it up a lot, and I didn't throw enough boats in there, and so people started like catching on, and they were like, "Yeah, really? So what's the capital of Canada?" I'm like, "Quebec," and they're like, because apparently it's pronounced Quebec, and so I started having to like prove it to people. They're like, "Nick, you're from Canada? How do you spell it?" I'm like, C-A-N-A-D-A. That one gets me too. No, but I started like wearing like the little fur hats with like the ear flaps and the flannel. I started carrying around a hockey stick. How do you go wrong with that? Still, people did not believe me, so I started passing out like little samples of maple syrup to everybody. And I'm like, hey, how's it going there? Like your outfit, it's going like, hey, what's that all about, huh? How you doing? Go Canucks. And then the guy was like, what the fuck's a Canuck? And I was like, you don't know what a Canuck is? I still don't know what a Canuck is. I did not do my homework. So I figured I gotta come up with something better. I gotta do better. Started telling people I was from Antarctica. Because who's gonna check? You don't know. You don't know. But I wanted to be safe, so I just started like carrying a parka around with me, passing out little ice cubes. That seemed to do it. So I didn't really have to prove it, because I wasn't running into any scientists, because that's really the only people who go down there. And I don't swim in those circles, because it's cold. Because it's Antarctica, thank you. So I was driving all the way over here today, and have you guys ever heard, of course you have, that song Rihanna's like, your mind's in Disturbia, da-da. Yeah, you guys know, you don't have to. So I was hearing that song and I started to listen a little bit closer, and if you listen closely, in the background you can hear this like, song, this little like hawk in the background. A hawk. Riri, were you recording in a canyon? Is that like your spirit animal or something? Because a fucking hawk in your song? And then I started to think a little harder. I'm like, a hawk in your song? That's fucking cool. Hawks are fucking majestic. I'd put an eagle. I would put a I would put a shark in my song if I had a song. Because sharks are fucking mysterious and powerful. And people would be like, is that a shark? That is a shark. Jesus, she's powerful and mysterious. Then they'd be all like on IMDb looking me up and be like, what else has she done? We don't even know. And then everybody would be trying to like add me on Facebook, and I'd be like, not now. Because I'd be down to earth like I am. And I would only accept my true friends. And then later in life, when they're doing like my E-True Hollywood story, Diane Sawyer would be all like, so how did fame and fortune change her? And my friends, my close friends, would be like, it didn't. And then it would just do a close-up of my face as I stare off into the distance. And then cut to commercial. For Pantene Pro V. Because let's face it. I bet that would happen. I bet. You bet. You bet. You betcha. You betcha is kind of a weird phrase. If you think about it, if you kind of like break that down, it's you bet you. Which I'm sure people in the olden days where everything was sepia toned, people probably said that, but nowadays like we don't have that kind of time, so we just say you betcha. But like you bet you're telling the other person to bet their physical actual body on the probability of an outcome. which is just self-inflicted human trafficking, and folks, that's illegal. Anyway, let's just move on from that, okay? I have this friend, that's true. Her name is Emma. That is not true. So she always, she loves to travel. She started telling me the story the other day. And by the other day, I mean like a year and a half ago. She starts telling me the story. She's like, Becca, when I was in Greece, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I've known you for like 11 years. When did you live in Greece? That's fucking awesome. You lived in Greece? And she's like, yeah, you remember like last summer? I was like, I remember you vacationing in Greece for 2 weeks. And she was like, Becca, I was alive, I was there, I was living there. And I was like, no, you're living in denial. So, in that case, I lived in my car, I lived in a toilet stall in London. I'll share one last thing with you guys. I was on the set of a short film the other day. It was a Christian film, and it has I was trying to talk to people in like real life issues and real questions, trying to reach people on a deeper level. And one of the questions my character had was, where is God? And so I talked to the director about this, and I was like, you know, the question I leave off on is, where is God? And he goes, and I said, what is your answer to this? He goes, Becca, he is everywhere. You may not be always able to see him, but just know that he is there. And I was like, I get it. Like semen stains on a hotel bedspread. And he was like, absolutely. All right, I'm Rebecca Grayce. Thank you for your time.